Hi everyone, it's Nicole here from Mama Elephant, and today I have a designer series card featuring the brand new Bear Hugs stamps and Creative Cuts dies. And I created a pretty clean and simple design here with the stamps from the Bear Hugs collection as I created a white background, but I kind of jazzed it up a little bit by die cutting the rectangular base layer that's A2 sized with one of these So Fancy Creative Cuts dies, and then also die cutting the label for the greeting thank you. So they're just kind of real simple ways to maybe, dress up a clean and simple style card. To start, I am coloring in these bear images from the Bear Hugs stamp set using Copic markers. And I started with a really light base color and then worked in my mid-tone color and then my darkest shading color. And because there's such a difference in color, I really had to work to blend these out. However, I was very happy with how it turned out. I always say less is more, and you can always add more color, but you can't take it away. So I started leaving quite a bit of that lightest area and blended it out and then worked my way in, if that makes sense. That way I got exactly the look that I was going for. So after my initial coloring and blending, I really pulled out that mid-tone color more, went back in with my darkest color to add some more of that shading and things, and then blended it out again. Now the lightest color is going to have more of the colorless blender in it. That's where you see the color kind of wicks away some of that ink from where I'm coloring with that. You want to be careful not to oversaturate the paper too much because the ink will bleed outside the lines a bit. In fact, I ended up doing that a little, so I just took a white gel pen around the edges of my design to cover any of that up. It wasn't a lot, it wasn't enough to warrant redoing the design or anything like that. Now once I have it colored and shaded the way I wanted it to look, I went in with my darkest and my mid-tone Copic markers and added some dot detailing to add some texture and things to the large bears. For the smaller ones, I ended up keeping those fairly light. I mostly used just the lightest and mid-tone markers for them with a very, very light hand on the darkest shading. Here you can see I'm barely adding any of that darkest color and then blending it out with my mid-tone. I just wanted to have enough of a difference between my mommy and daddy bears and the baby bears. And that was an easy way to do that. And I ended up not adding any of that dot detail to them as well. Just another small difference between the two sizes of bears. So once I have all four bears colored in, and I colored that other image there with the big bear holding the small one, I went ahead and colored in the honey pot. I made the pot red, and then of course the honey a yellow color, and then that little band around the pot I did with shades of gray to make it look kind of like a dark gray, blackish type of band, around the pot. And then I'll color in that little bumblebee. Now the bumblebee is teeny, teeny, tiny. So what I actually did was color in the entire body with yellow, and then very carefully went in with my darkest gray and added a couple of stripes, and then used a couple of colors for the face and some really, really light purple for the wings. I am going to die cut my images now using the Coordinating Bear Hugs Creative Cuts dies. Once I have all of my images die cut, I can go ahead and put my card together. I'm going to grab my black gel pen and add some definition to the eyes and noses of my bears. And then I will die cut the rectangular panel. You can see it here with the little cross stitch pattern all the way around, which I love. And then I'm going to take a warm gray marker and add some shading just where the bears are standing. This is going to dress up or add interest to my card panel. Because this is a white card base and the background is white, this is an easy way to add just a little bit of interest to that to the card as well as ground the images so they don't look like they're just floating out there. Once I have that done, I'm going to take the phrase here, or one of the phrases from the Bear Hugs stamp set, and stamp it with some black ink right there, kind of not quite halfway down the rectangle panel. And then I've also die cut this label, also from the So Fancy Creative Cuts die collection, and I'll stamp the phrase "thank you" on it. Again, it's white on white, but it adds interest with that die cutting. I'm going to attach that now with a little piece of foam tape to add some dimension. Go ahead and place that right above my greeting that I stamped directly on the rectangle. Get it all lined up. Then I am going to stamp the little bumblebee trail on my card using the black dye ink as well, and then glue the bumblebee in place. I'll attach the bears and the honey pot with foam adhesive as well, kind of continue with that dimension theme from the thank you label. Then I can attach this panel to my card base. And the last thing I'm going to do is take a little Wink of Stella clear glitter brush marker and color in the wings of the bumblebee. I colored them a really light purple, but this just gives them a little bit of that iridescent type of look. And that will be it for this card. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing the brand new Mama Elephant Bear Hugs stamp set and Creative Cuts dies. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.